Got it. Okay, okay. Right now, I'm just I always I already discussed all those things, but for somebody, I'll tell you again, and you people all aware of like how to create the table, how to create the database, how to insert the data. These things, I think everybody known all these things. But first and most, what is SQL Server? Okay, so SQL Server is nothing but it's RDB. We discussed already RDBMS product. Okay, and introduced by Microsoft in the year of 1989. So and also saying that SQL Server is a backend tool. Okay, it's a backend tool by using to develop some backend applications. All this. So the name itself it is saying that applications. So applications in the sense generally we have everybody knows that we have two types of applications are there. Like it's a front end tool application and back end tool application, right? We can say what it is front end application. Anybody knows like what means the front end application? What is mean by back end application? I'll explain you, but for small awareness, you have any idea about front end, back end applications, all those things? Padmajagar, if you have anything, then please share. Anybody?
That means we have to write the code for the.
You mean to say that it's a front end application? Yeah, whatever things you have. Rakesh, you can also share your experiences. And yeah, everybody.
So front end application means it's I mean usable. I think
Hmm.
back end
Yeah,
means it's a
okay.
code. We are unable to use that code.
Yes, yes, okay, fine. That's okay. Yeah, I'll tell you more I'll give you more clarification on that. As a front end tool, like means like which we can see the application, which you can even sometimes which we can touch that application because the user directly interacting with the application. Like for example, take one registration forms. We all know, right? Whenever we went a bank, we have to fill the some forms, right? Uh, we are directly interacting with that form. We are able to see that form. Or else take one example, like take Facebook. Whenever you are typing page like www.facebook.com, then a page will display. Okay, so on a left corner type, there is a boxes like username, password, all those things. That all the application we are able to see, right? That is the called a front end application. Like front end application, nothing but it's a user directly interacting with that application. Okay, we are able to see all those things. That's the called a front end application. These things people who are developers also call as front end developers. We can say that mostly we can use for this the .NET, Java, all the coding part like programming. We can say that programming part comes under a front end application. Like front end developers, they were using a coding part, complete coding part like a .NET, Java, C, C++, all these things coming under a front-end application. So coming to the back-end application, like they were developing for back-end tools, like user cannot interact with the directly, right? If suppose I'll give you my details, okay. After I am giving my details, I just click the submit button. Then after that, it will came one more page, like, but it will came with detail. Okay. If I'm entering some like something like if I'm entering Rakesh some username password now. it will give you the entire details of Rakesh only. It will doesn't give any another details, because that's the matter. The backend guys, the backend, everything will store in a database somewhere, some location. It will fetch the data from that particular location, and it will give you one application, like one particular page. It will display in front of you. Whatever things are happening in a backend, that is called a backend application that we are maintaining in that way. That's why we can call it as a backend developer. It is saying that users cannot directly interact with the application. That is called a backend application. And for maintaining, for developing those applications, we are called as a backend developer. For example, server, SQL Server, Oracle, Sybase, MySQL, these all are under a backend tool. Like, okay. So what we are currently, we are a backend developer. Okay, we are completely a backend developer. We are, and we can say that it's a database developer also. We are completely deal with the data. Directly, we are completely deal with the data. Okay. And always we are completely deal with data. And most probably there is one question: what is the reason to develop the backend application? Generally, question. It's nothing but to developing the backend tools, like to maintain the backend tools and the backend application, to develop the backend applications. Main purpose is to store the data, to storing the data. That's the core object. Everybody, just remember one thing: our job is to storing the data. That's it. To storing the data. That's the way how we can store, and what is the way we are going. How many ways we can store the data. After storing the data, how we can retrieve the data. How we are going to maintaining the relationships between two or more tables. These all things now that is our roles and responsibilities. Generally, everybody used to asking you like, what is your role? What is your responsibility in your project? This question will come every interview, and even in a general purpose also. Everybody asks what you are doing in your project. Okay. So this is our job, to storing the data, to maintaining the data. We are completely working on data only. We are completely dealing with the data. That is the one single line presence. We can say that. For suppose when I want to store the data in some location, like, okay, generally whatever we have stored the data, it stores some location, and we will provide a security. Okay, then that kind of location called as a database server. Okay, generally everybody used to say that what is server, what is database server. Servers in the sense, whatever data we are going to store in a location, right? So that particular location, we will provide a security to that data. So then that kind of location we used to call a database server. I think everybody knows that recently everybody moving to cloud. Cloud also one of the database server only. So I think the server rooms are there. I think you aware of that, and the server rooms, no one will allow that in that room. So only the server guy, the maintenance guy only, it will allow that room. If server room is something is happened, that entire collapse, like entire program has collapsed, and even it will big effect on our company as well. Okay, there is a one particular specific location is there to store everything with security, with a proper security manner. Okay, so these all things are we are involving in our in our platform. Okay, so and also you heard about platform. Anybody? Platform dependency, platform independency. Guys, anybody? So what is our SQL server, whether it is platform dependency or platform independency? Anybody knows? No, nothing a problem. Mm. Naresh, you know about that platform independency? What is platform independency like that? What is platform dependency?
No, no.
Okay, fine, Naresh.
So I
Please give
think
me.
platform, it is used as a
Ah,
service.
okay, fine.
It is a, I think it is a dependency, right? Hello.
Point. Dependency you're saying, or so?
Depend on depending on
Okay, okay, fine. I'll tell you more clearly. So generally, our SQL Server is a pure platform independent tool. Dependent tool. Okay. You only can say that whether it is depending or independent. I'll explain you. Generally, purpose. What is platform? General environment. We just discuss about a general one. Don't go for subject wise. General. What is mean by platform? Platform means nothing but it's a combination of one a particular voice operating system and a processor, not procedure, a processor, and it will generate a environment like it's like some workstation. It's nothing but it's a platform. Platform is it's a combination of some particular operating system and a processor, and it's a kind of generating. It's a kind of work environment. It will have the entire objects like we have to work in that particular environment. That's called a particular platform. Okay, any procedure like suppose this is also two kind of versions like platform independent and platform dependent. Okay, nothing but platform independent. We can say that platform independent is nothing but any OS, like not a specific one. We have number of OSs, right? We know that Windows, Linux, Mac, these all are operating systems. Okay, platform independent in the sense any OS and any processor in the sense what Intel Core 2 Duo, i5, i7, and i3. These all are the processors. Any OS and any processor, the combination of these two things is nothing but platform independent. Okay, platform dependent in the sense only one single OS, only one OS, and any number of processors is nothing but platform dependent. So, but our SQL server only accept only Windows operating system only. It doesn't allow any MacBook. It doesn't allow any Linux systems. We are unable to interact with the SQL server in another OSs because the Microsoft introduced, and also it is completely depending on my Windows operating systems only. Because of that reason, a SQL server is a completely pure platform dependent tool. If somebody asking you that SQL server is a what, like whether it is depending or independent, it's 110% is a platform dependent tool. Why it is nothing but it is allowing only one single operating system, the combination of multiple processors like whatever processor, like if you have i5, i7, i3, or Intel Core 2 Duo, whatever it is, but coming to that OS, it will allow only Windows operating system only. Okay, clear?
Yeah.
Okay, fine. Now what is platform? Platform in the sense is a combination of OS plus any process. It will generate one environment to work, and it's like a workstation. That workstation generally two types, like two kinds of there, like independent and dependent. So dependent means it's completely depending on one particular OS and any procedure. Is nothing but it's a platform dependent. That's why SQL Server is completely platform dependent tool. And independent, for example, Oracle, it is completely pure independent tool. We can able to install in a Windows operating system, we can able to install in a MacBook, we can able to install in a Linux operation system also. Okay, so up to clear, right? So now we already discussed like why SQL Server. Now we are into SQL Server. Our job is SQL Server. SQL Server is the most most user friendly tool. Like we can compare, like comparatively, everybody recently, like Android and like iOS. iOS is a operating system for all Apple phones like MacBooks or everything. Android also one of the operating system, but as for user friendly, Android is a very user friendly compared to the iOS. Same thing. SQL Server is very user friendly, easy to understand and easy to process and easy to maintain also. Okay. Uh, that's nothing but in general everybody knows that GUI and CUI, right? GUI in the sense without query, and CUI in the sense by using some query. Like this SQL Server provides the more GUI facilities compared to other things. Like Oracle don't have the much GUIs, and it is having case sensitive only. But SQL Server is not like that. It is having more GUI options. Okay. Yeah, understand. Na? So generally, if your roles and responsibilities is what you are exactly after 2 months now, you are being a database developer, or else a business intelligence developer, or a SQL Server developer. This is your this is your completely your position. Like you are being to a software, be a like a database developer or SQL developer. And then coming to what is your roles and responsibilities in a real-time environment. Your roles is to maintain your data, to store your data, how to secure your data. This is all the completely roles and core roles and responsibilities. So for maintaining the data, in the sense, it will be a lot of things are there, like want to insert the data, want to update the data, want to maintain DML operations, you're doing DDL operations. These things are coming into that all the in detail level, but majorly and main purpose is to maintain the data, to secure the data, and to storing the data. This is your complete roles and responsibilities. Okay, fine now. So now that's enough for that. And one more I would like to say that everybody knows that what is mean by instance. Everybody install that software, right? Everybody is having software, right? What is mean by instance? Guys, one remind you that if something is like, if session is gone, then please rejoin. Today we completely focusing on almost 2 hours. Then if something like you lost the session, then you can rejoin again. Okay, is that clear? Fine. So now we just going to start our activities, but before that, everybody installing the software, right? Is it have any problem with that? Nothing, right? So while installing the software, anybody observe that instance name is there? One instance name is generated for by default, right? Yeah. So what is mean by instance?
Sorry for the interruption. Please share the
Yeah.
screen.
I'm just yeah. Just I'm just stating the theory only. That's why I'm not sharing.
Okay, okay.
Yeah. What is mean by instance? Nothing but instance is nothing but I'm going to create one object. I'm going to create one object to my server. Okay, object in the sense, object is anything like object. In that object, uh, which the name itself it is saying it will allocating a particular location, but like suppose it will give you some location, some memory to that particular location. So indirectly it is saying that in that object that which name at the time of installation, I think everybody got that page, right? Installation, your instance name is like, for suppose your instance currently, if your instance name, anybody knows what is your instance name? If somebody is asking you what is your instance name, I'll show you that instance setting. Are you able to see guys my screen?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Everybody, have you saw MS SQL server name in your while installing that your software?
Yeah, system name is a server name.
Yeah, system name is that's fine. That is a system name is a server name. But MS SQL server is a instance name.
Okay, okay.
Okay. MS SQL server is a just instance name. So that instance name, I'll show you that instance name. Everybody, if suppose after you can see all these things, go to Windows start button and here you can type services. It will show you this page. So here all the services are there. You know everybody services means, yeah, services means that if suppose you have like VLC player is there in your software. While running that, if you want to run that VLC player, there is backend, the services is there. If your services is on, if your services is properly, then only it will play properly. Like if your services not stop, if services are stopped or if services or something is happen na, then it will can't happening, it will not playing anymore anything. That is nothing but services. Here even our SQL server also having some services, maintaining some services. Go to that some S button. Yeah, here we can able to see SQL Server, MS SQL Server. This is the default instance name by providing the Microsoft. Even we can, whenever you are installing the software, na, it will asking you that the instances name also. We can change that based on our naming convention. We can maintain that instance name also. Okay, see when I start this, see, if suppose I'll click here now, it, it will say some options in right hand left and top corner, right? So start, stop, all these things. So when I click here, SQL Server, MySQL Server is saying that it's saying that stop, pause, or restart, all these things. I'll show you one thing, simple sample one. I'm going to stop these services. This is my server. If I'm trying to connect, if I'm trying to connect my server, it doesn't happen. It is not connected. It is not connected because back in my services, I'm stopped my services. That's why it is not connected. Just a second, I'm closing one. Yeah, okay. Now see, it is showing one error. Like your services for some network related issues, all these things it is showing. I would like to see that error. If you guys are aware of that. See, are you able to see the error? Please confirm anyone.
Yes, yes.
Yeah, so I think you people saw this error. Like if you are going to start that mission, most probably somebody is getting this error because the backend services was stopped. That's why it is showing this error. Now I would like to do one thing, and I restart my services. See, this is when I go this way, and I'm going to start my services. See, now I'm going to start again. Connect. See, I'm able to start my process right. This is SQL Server job agent. Like this is different. I'll tell you later on. So services, you understand, right? Services in the sense is a backend. Whenever you are installing the server, there is a one instance is there. That instance, it allocating some memory to that our particular it is allocating some memory to our database, our server. It is particular instance created, and ఆ instance కి ఒక particular location ఉంటుంది. ఆ particular location లో మనం ఒక మెమరీని అలొకేట్ చేస్తున్నాము దాన్ని ఇన్స్టెన్స్ మెమరీ అని కూడా అంటారు. మన పర్టికులర్ సర్వర్ లో మన ఓఎస్ లో మనకు ఒక ఐ టెల్ యూ 1 TB 2 TB డేటా మెమరీ ఉంటుంది కదా. ఆ మెమరీలో ఒక పర్టికులర్ మెమరీ అనేది ఈ ఇన్స్టెన్స్ కి అలొకేట్ అయి ఉంటుంది అనమాట. దట్ ఈస్ కాల్డ్ ఇన్స్టెన్స్ మెమరీ ఆల్సో. దట్ వీ కెన్ కాల్ ఇన్స్టెన్స్ మెమరీ ఆల్సో. వన్ పర్టికులర్ సర్వర్ లో ఒక పర్టికులర్ నెంబర్ ఆఫ్ ఇన్స్టెన్సెస్ అని క్రియేట్ చేసుకోవచ్చు. One particular instance low, we can create n number of databases. Almost it is like 32,700 databases we can create in one single instance. Okay, that much more database we can create in one particular instance. Okay. So for these things, what is mean by database? So the collection of databases in the called a SQL server. A SQL server is having one particular instance. That one particular instance is having number of databases. Then it is called a collection of databases is nothing but is a SQL server. Okay, we can say one single answer also. If somebody asking is nothing but like what is meant by SQL server? SQL Server is nothing but is a RDBMS product introduced by Microsoft, and it is maintained the completely data, and we can say that simply it's a collection of databases. Okay, it's nothing but it's a collection of databases. Anybody tell me that what is meant by database?
Collection of data.
Collection of data. Okay, fine.
Objects.
Yeah, collection of
Objects.
different database objects. What kind of objects we have? We have tables, right? We have views, we have store procedures, all these things under this thing only, right? The objects only. Each and everything is in an object only. Okay. So now, fine. Uh, so now I'm going to show you one page. This is nothing but what? This is SSMS. Whenever you click your software install now, by default we got this software, right? SSMS. SSMS in the sense Microsoft SQL Server Management Studio, right? This here we already discussed server types. How many types are there? Database engine and the rest all are MSA tools. Database engine is the core component in this SSMS, right? Almost this is only we are going to we are going to working on 70 to 75% we are working in this server type only database engine. That's a, it's a core component, we can say that. Or else without database engine we can't expect whether we are using a server properly or not. Okay. So one particular point I would like to say is that the usage of database engine is nothing but uh, three things are there, guys. Just remember this particular point. Three things by using this database engine. We are going to store the data on a particular table, whatever in database, and we are going to processing the data. Processing in the means like operations like insert, update, delete, truncate, all these things. And finally, we are going to provide the security to the data. These three things we are doing by using database engine. Okay. So yeah, whatever information we are going to store the data, like generally whatever information we are going to store data, that is in the form of rows and columns, right? And that is called that is called that is calling is a table. Table is nothing but it's a collection of rows and columns. Okay. So these core objects I would like to tell you guys, and any doubt so far, like anywhere in a practical doubt, like in a theoretical doubt. So రేపు పొద్దున మిమ్మల్ని ఎవరన్నా వాట్ ఈజ్ యువర్ జాబ్ అన్నప్పుడు యూ షుడ్ సే సంథింగ్ ఎల్స్, రైట్? యూ షుడ్ సే సంథింగ్ ఐఎమ్ ఏ డేటాబేస్ డెవలపర్. ఓకే, what is your roles and responsibilities? You can simply say that these 3 points: I am maintaining the data, I am the responsible to store the data, to secure my data, and as well to process my data. This is the main core responsibilities as a database developer or MSA developer. Okay, understand, guys? And these things I would like to say in beginning only, but we had discussed, but we are not discussing in detail. That's why I'm telling now my experience in here. In the real time, guys, see, if you want to maintain to sustain in a real time, to sustain in IT industry, you should know two things, guys. Just remember, everyone, especially Naresh, Hanmantu, and guys. I'm not saying something. Don't take any negative position. Just be aware of that. IT industry lo, you people want to sustain, then you should learn two things properly. One is nothing but one is completely mail communication, and the second one is subject. If you have a subject properly, then you can sustain. No one will no one will ask you nothing else. If you have a complete awareness of mail communication, you are in good in mail communication to coordination, then also you can survey. But be aware of that. You should know, at least you should be a master in one thing. I think one particular thing అండి మీ గురించి మీకే తెలుసు బాగా. Where you are lack, where you are in this particular portion I may lack, so I would like to improve in this particular area. I think a clear picture ఏంటంటే మెయిల్ కమ్యూనికేషన్ ఉండాలి. At the same time you should know subject కూడా తెలిసి ఉండాలండి. The two things ఉంటే no one will stop you. At least ఈ two లో you should be a master in one particular aspect, and the second if you have intermediate also it will okay. But one particular thing మాత్రం you should be a master, like either coordination and communication లో you are good now, then okay, you should know subject okay as much as at least 50% or 25% or 30% తెలిసినా కూడా you can survey. But if you don't have any communication, any mail communication skills now, you should improve the first on priority and mail communication. If something మీకు ఏదన్నా టూలో ఎవడన్నా మెయిల్ పంపించాడు అనుకోండి, you should react first. మీరు ఎమ్మటే రియాక్ట్ అవ్వాలి. లేదా CC లో మీరు ఉన్నారు, టూలో వేరే